Hi everyone, Wolf Branch Homestead here, walking back from the morning chores, and tried to do this video a few times over the past week or so, and every time I do it ends up a little too long or I get emotional. By the time you see this video, we'll have put it out on the 1 year day since losing our elderly cattle dog last year. If you've been here a while, you may have seen some videos of her, seen some pictures. But she was a special dog, and I wanted to do something just to talk about her. And again, I end up making it too long, so we'll kind of make this short. Just a little walk and ramble. She came to us in mid-2014. She had a lot of bad things that had happened in her past, clearly. She had to go through heartworm treatment. She had to have her tail amputated because she had such a severe break. Some people do cattle dog tails, but for her, it was because she had an injury. Hopefully you can hear me okay over the wind here. It's a lot cooler today, but she also had a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. She was scared of thunderstorms, gunshots, fireworks, loud noises in general. And got something in my eye here, sorry, the wind blowing around, everything of course will get in your eye. But she came to us with a lot of trauma, a lot of damage, and yet she was always so forgiving, so sweet, so kind. She was with us until June of last year in 2023. And during all those years with us, she was always such a great dog. She loved other animals. She loved her kitty cats. That was her favorite. She loved making friends with kitty cats. My cat that I had when I was a teenager, she ended up being best friends with her. And towards the end of her time, she had also made friends with another rescue cat we had. She loved other dogs. She loved her goats. I definitely attribute Yusuke, our little 1-year-old goat, to having a lot of his character and personality come from being raised alongside her. Since his mom didn't raise him, we had to bottle raise him. I think that's why he walks so good on a collar now, where he's always been walked like that, especially when he was little. He was so easygoing because I'd walk him right next to her. We'd walk down the same road right here, down the side together, her and I and Yusuke. She's still in a lot of the places out here. She's still touched a lot of the lives of people and animals here, and so there's bits of her everywhere. She was very intelligent. Oh, those pine trees are just a-waving. But years back, right in that very spot, you could tell her, check it, check the hole. And she'd go over there and smell it out and dig wherever you pointed. She had a great sense of smell. She was probably the most easygoing dog I have ever met to give a bath to. No leash or anything. She would just stand there and you could bathe her. You could clip her nails. She wasn't simple to give medicine to. Now, you did have to poke the pills, but she wasn't, aggressive or anything about that. It was super easy to do anything with her. Even drying her off after a bath, she was always so good about it. One of her favorite things to do was get out in the grass on a nice day, and she'd lay on her back and just kick her legs around and do a little dance. And I once even got out there with her. I laid down in the grass and kicked around and pretended I was doing it too. She loved to scratch her back in the grass like that. She loved her walks in the woods. Many times we'd run up here through this section or down by the branch. She loved to explore. And she was a part of everything here too. Getting windier now. But she loved to be a part of everything. She was there for us building both of our cabins. Had been there for a lot of our marriage and for different animals we've loved. She definitely loved being out in the woods, even though she was a herding dog, being an Australian cattle dog. She acted more like some kind of like a hunting hound dog. She had a great nose. She loved trying to chase squirrels and gopher rats. She loved just being out in the woods in general. She didn't really have that herding drive, but more of like a protector for them. All around, just a beautiful, beautiful soul. And again, so forgiving, so kind, so gentle. And I make this to say that I learned a lot of lessons from her. Firstly, as hard as it is to describe, she was like a mirror to me. I love all of my animals equally. I love them very much, but her and I had a different bond where it has been a lot harder for me with her because we were similar. People would literally joke and call us like the same person, where she would be called me, I would get called her, and we just had such an identical personality that it was crazy. If I felt a certain way, she would pick up on that. It would be like she felt the same way. We seemed to carry around a lot of the same, I don't know if you'd say trauma, but more so like anxiety and wariness for things where, you know, a lot of people don't discuss how they process things or how they feel, but I have a lot of self-critique, a lot of self-criticism, and also a lot of, I wouldn't really say anxiety per se, but, you know, I worry about a lot of stuff. And she was the same way. And yet, even though she carried a lot of that around with her, and there's no telling what she had been through, she was just such a great spirit. So I hope that I've learned from her, not only because of how she looked at me, how she treated me, I hope that I learned to love myself more, but also to put behind some of that negativity and past and move forward calmer and happier and loving life and appreciating days like this more. I also, even though we did a lot of things together, I still carry a lot of regret for not doing more with her. So I also have learned to spend more time with the animals, do more with them, to not just do the basic care every day, but to give them more enrichment, let them enjoy themselves more. I learned a lot of lessons through her, and even though it felt like it wasn't a long time, even though it was around 9 years with her. We got her as an adult. No telling how old she was then. Even though we had that time together, I wish it could have been longer. So I appreciate each moment and opportunity more too. And I'm also, it was really hard, especially the first week. But I'm learning more as this year has passed that when I think about her, I think about things and I get sad. I don't think she'd want me to be sad. I think she'd want me to be happy. We had that time together and that she got to be here and experience all of this beautiful world. And I also know that the universe somehow has this way of always sending us an animal in need around the time, we lose another. That it seems like they send us another animal. I'm not actively looking to adopt another animal right now. We've sure got our hands full with the kitties, the goats, our chicken, and our other dog. He'll be 10 years old this year. Still hyper as ever. But I know one day, when I need it the most at the right time, she'll send another dog along that needs a good home. So one day I hope to share that, and I hope that I always feel like a little piece of them carries on into the next one that they send us. Like, I've got a kitty cat now that reminds me of the one I had when I was a child. Some of the identical mannerisms and the things he responds to. I'm not saying it is, but, I like to think that they just send along another one to us when we need it most, and that's what I keep hoping for, is that she'll know how special, how one of a kind she was to me, but that maybe she'll send along another dog in need. And we just wanted to share how amazing she was, and I'll definitely go through and try to find some videos and pictures to share with you all. But just to say that a year later, it still hurts. She was a wonderful dog, and I don't want to forget her. I want to share some of these things so that I have it for myself to reflect on, but also others, where maybe this video will also help you think more about your relationship with your animals you have now, where you'll spend more time with them, do more things, make more memories, get some paw prints, get pictures and videos, just have fun with them. That maybe in our puppy dog's memory that you'll consider the next time you're looking for an animal friend, that you'll consider adopting from a local shelter or rescue. If you can adopt, maybe you'll consider learning more about fostering. A foster can be the complete difference, to put this lightly, between young animals with medical needs, having the chance to even go up for adoption. We're in this puppy and kitten season where fosters are so desperately needed to make sure that they can make it up for adoption to find a home. Shelters are overcrowded and still taking in more animals. Not just that, but hopefully you'll consider about spaying and neutering your pets to help prevent that overpopulation crisis we have, to try to make a difference, just the smallest dent in that. If we all consider that and do that, we can make a difference. If you can adopt or foster, please consider volunteering your time. Whether it be helping them do laundry, wash dishes, walk dogs, enrich the kitty cats' lives, take animals to adoption events, take them to their spay-neuter appointments. You never know. You can do so many things to help out the animals at a shelter near you. Also, donating needed supplies. I'm not saying every place is like that, but some places, you don't really get to see where your money goes sometimes. So I've always said, if you can check with them and see what they need the most, you can have that direct impact. Right now, puppy and kitten food are going to be a huge need for a lot of places. Newspaper, blankets, cleaning supplies, food, especially canned food sometimes, formula. There's no telling. You can do something. Even at the most minimal level, one thing you can do to help animals in need is to share adoptable pets on social media. Share them with your friends, with your coworkers. Share a post from the shelter that have adoptable animals so that you can reach a bigger audience and help people consider adopting those animals. We hope that all of this that we're saying and giving you ideas for, we're doing this in her memory, because she was a rescue animal. She went through a lot of stuff. There's no telling if she had been picked up where she was and not had her home here, there's no telling what would have happened. And so we hope that in her memory you'll consider something like this: spay, neuter, adopt, foster, volunteer, donate, share. Some way you can have a direct impact today on animals that are in need. And again, as I get through this and a lot calmer now, I just want to say how grateful I am that she came into our lives and was with us for as long as she was. I'm so grateful for her spirit, her kindness, how sweet she was, how easygoing. And all of this, my message to her is that it's definitely been hard, because it was like losing a part of myself. I saw an exercise on pet grief, and it said to describe how you felt about losing your animal companion in 6 words, how to use 6 words to describe it in a way that might surprise people. And mine was that it was like losing a part of me. Because we were so identical, I considered her a part of myself, so it was very difficult. So I always have that little piece of me missing. But you know, I'm glad I was able to give away a piece of myself too at the same time. I'm glad that she had that part of my heart. She taught me a lot. She taught me a lot of lessons. And I hope that I continue to honor that in her memory by doing well. And I hope that, you know, she inspired a lot. She inspired a lot of the way that I deal with animals now. And so I hope that it continues to live on, her legacy and her lessons, through other things that we do. We thank you so much for listening in, considering some things, learning a little bit more about her and why we loved her so much and still do. We'll definitely be sure to share some more pictures and videos with you. We hope that you'll spend good quality time with your animal friends today. And as always, until the next video or live stream, we hope you'll take care and have a great rest of your day.